Hey there, Thunk00 here. Welcome back to Prospect Bay, and let me give you a quick shot of the satellite region view. So what I did in the last couple videos was work on this sort of new development on the east side of the river here in the Massawa city tile. And one of the things I did in order to facilitate that was to widen this roadway here to 4 lanes all throughout the city tile. So today I'm gonna go on into Massawa over here and continue that 4-lane roadway all the way until a new connection to the coastal highway. So it connects around here. I'm probably gonna have it go straight right through this town right here along the railroad. I might end up upgrading the road between it and the highway interchange right here as well, because if I remember correctly, that road was suffering from some pretty severe traffic congestion last time I was in this tile. Although with the creation of a new neighbor connection right here, there's a pretty good chance that people will just start using that, and there'll be a bit less pressure on the highway entrance over here, which would also reduce the traffic. Yeah, probably as part of this project, I'm also gonna do a bit of new development in this city tile. It's been a relatively underdeveloped one. I mean, has a pretty low population. It is a city tile that it's one of the ones where I'm happiest how it's turned out, actually, even though it's almost entirely rural, you know. It was one of the first tiles, I think, where I really took the RHW as far as I could. You know, I didn't hold back and tried to do things the easy way here. And, I mean, the reason that was possible was because I didn't really have to do too much to begin with, but still. It's always nice when you try something and get a result that exceeds your initial expectations. I like the layouts of the farms here too, although the farms in this tile are considerably smaller than how large I like to build them nowadays. Yeah. I found out that a farm field that costs 1,000 to zone, which is the standard size I used back when I was building Santinus. Yeah, basically it's only like a less than a half acre or something, which is pretty unrealistic. So, you know, I was just looking at the map out the other day and thinking I could almost combine every 4 of those farm fields together and it would look more realistic. But anyway, just following this road here a bit. Goes north to south on the east side of the tile, sort of. I'll rotate back so that north is up, just so it won't be too confusing. Might as well get right to fixing what needs to be fixed. And yeah, you can really obviously see that I built this railway before I installed my current slope mod. I'm gonna see what I can't do by leveling this. Whoops. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Let's fix that up too. And that should be good. Yeah, that lines up. Not so well. Well, what kind of commercial building is this? Yeah, it looks like a couple grow bowls right there. I could probably get rid of the one of them. You know, it's repetitious anyway, after all. And the 4-lane road is gonna come in over from this corner, kind of. It's gonna follow this dirt road alignment for a little bit. Of course, I'll have to demolish quite a few things in order to make this work. Yeah, might as well just say goodbye to these farms. And there goes that one. And of course it's much easier when they're just straight. So I'm not entirely sure what kind of an S-curve I'll be able to build with this thing, but we'll see that in a moment. Just get a starter piece in place first. Like so. Now let's do the neighbor connection piece real quick. Perfect. Right. And so can it do a one tile S-curve? Make sure that we aren't keeping the starter piece unnecessarily. Wow, this CD is kind of weird. I haven't listened to it in quite a long time. Yeah, seems like everything works fine, so I'll just leave it like this. Let's get rid of that cross stop right there. You're replacing it, of course. And yeah, we could just continue right through the town along here. Of course, that police station will need to be relocated, but it's not a big deal. Then, as far as continuing on eastward, looks like one of my ramps just up and disappeared right there. That's kind of weird. At least it was really easy to replace. You know, connecting this thing to the highway might be a little bit more difficult than I thought at first. Could I just have an intersection here, I wonder? Yeah, that would seemingly work fine. So I'm gonna assume that we're gonna do that. Seems like if I'm taking this route though, really ought to widen the overpass here. But then that won't necessarily be something I'll have to do. Actually, I think I may just I'll just get rid of this farm and sort of use this existing street alignment as much as I can. So, let's get on with the demolitions. Yep, this isn't going to be a street any longer. So we'll do something a little bit like this, I guess. Except I don't even have to make it that sharp. Might as well use some fractional angle while I have the opportunity. And while I'm at it, I think I'll just make the entire curve fractional angle. It'll look better that way. So we're going to get rid of this. Sort of continue this sort of slope. Yeah, that should be fine. Then this field can be demolished too. And these two fields will be connected. Looks beautiful. Over here, the street is obsolete as well. So that can go. Now I might as well replace bus stops as I demolish them so I don't forget half of them in the end. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't face the main road, but yeah, I'll bother to fix it. Now over here, we could probably cut straight through this little drumlin or whatever it is. Yep. That seems to work fine. And I don't know how I feel about this intersection being so close, sort of, to everything, but I'll see how the traffic treats it. If it's a huge problem spot, well, it can always be fixed, right? Now, I think I'll be demolishing this farm, and I will probably I'll probably have the road continue as 4 lanes all the way up to this airfield here. And we can definitely have an airfield bus stop once I finish demolishing this diagonal street real quick. Yeah. Let me put that bus stop down as fast as I can, and it's good. So now what I want to do is sort of curve the road 4 so that it goes right into the alignment I want. And no matter what I'm going to do, this little farm is going to have to go, so I think I'm going to just demolish everything about it right away. Get rid of that tile just so things are a little bit more squared off in the future. Now over here, I don't know that I want to keep it as a farm field, but yeah, I'll just demolish it for now. So I think I actually want my escort to be a couple tiles further back. That way, sort of along this easement here, I'll have a decent amount of room if I want to create another road or street in the future. And then it's pretty simple to just connect things up. While I'm at it, I think I'm gonna flatten the slope of this road just a little bit more. Yeah, getting rid of a lot of bumps right here. Alright, that looks good on that. So let's connect both sides on up. And looks good. Good. Fix that real quick. And I think we're set on there. Now as for this street, I'm just going to move the curb out a little bit. But I don't want to create a new ridge of that sort in the road right now, so just gonna sort of put my street out this way. And yep, looks like we're set. I wonder why this isn't working.
I don't understand.
Yeah, whatever, good enough. Now I can fill that in and get kind of a mini farm going there the way I had before. Or, alternatively, I can have some more residential development right there. Speaking of residential development, I think I'll re-extend some of these cutoff zones right here. Whoops. Do not want an intersection right there. And I didn't mean to demolish those trees either, but this silly game, it never quite does what you want.
We can always do it my way. Anything is worth a try.
Maybe it would look a little bit more natural if there were a couple buildings right there. So, the more I think about it, the more I think I might as well really just extend the street out. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have some residential zones right here after all.
Anything is worth a try.
Maybe a few more just to place them right there. Like that. Don't want to overdo it, but I think that should work well enough. So, one other thing I could do to really make sure that stuff works the way I want it here would be to maybe put a little bit of industrial development along this main road. Yeah, I'll go for it. Sorry if it's boring just scrolling through the landmarks menu here, but hey, you know, it's an important part of playing this game. Alright. So maybe I could have a couple of warehouses right there along that road. Another one next to the military base. And a little commercial zone to replace the one I got rid of earlier. Speaking of replacing things, might as well replace that police station right now. An easy task. Now for a couple more warehouses, I can have one right there. And then, how about I mutilate this forest by placing like a couple, well, I can do better than that as far as the slope. Too bad these aren't slope-friendly lots. Yeah, I'm just going to do that to sort of cut down on the uneven looking stuff going on with the terrain there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be happy with about this much. Yeah, might as well have one more tiny industrial building. Nah, that's right at the end of the runway. That's no place for a building. Just evening out the airport road over here. I wonder if I should make it a full road. I think I'll hold off for now. It can be a narrow road. Get rid of that bit of farm field that'll never grow. And I think I will not do too much more from here. I'll just see how things develop kind of on their own. So I wonder what kind of traffic issues I'm going to have immediately. It'll take a minute for this stuff to sort of generate use. Okay, looks like it's working. And as far as congestion, looks like there's not too much to speak of on this road anymore, so that's good. Well, there's a bit, of course, once you get into town, but, well, that's what you get for having narrow roads and short blocks. And then it looks like there's not too much congestion to speak of when this road narrows, but ooh, over here, that looks pretty rough. And if only... How many people are... You see, nobody was really using this way before, but now it looks like it's become a much more popular route. Yeah, this sort of eastern road takes quite... Yeah, it's quite a big use. So what can I do about this? Is this kind of issue even worth fixing? I mean, it's a lot of congestion, definitely, but it is over a fairly short distance. So it's not like the delays people would experience would be that serious, but still. Here, I think I'm gonna pause real quick, check to see if that developed. Looks like it did just fine. Well, this is a bit of a conundrum I'm dealing with here, because I'm not sure that if I were to rebuild the overpass that I could get a good looking transition into this road here, which serves the town. And sort of on the same note, the road really doesn't need any widening beyond this off-ramp right here, so... Yeah, I really don't know. I think I'm actually just going to leave this setup looking the way it does right now for the moment. Looks like this intersection still isn't really working. I wonder if it got fixed in the NAM 32. I heard the pre-release of that came out today. Was thinking I might install it in a bit. Yeah. Yeah, over here's an issue too with the STR not really working with the overpass there. But nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. So I guess I will just kind of leave it at that. This stretch of road, I mean, it gets enough usage that people will have to probably brake suddenly on a fairly regular basis, but it should be fine. And other than that, I think the 4-lane highway here hooked up quite nicely. Well, actually, I could probably improve connectedness a tiny bit by just making these all through intersections. In fact, I think I might just let the time run for a little bit more and see how that impacts usage. Well, it looks like not too much, but at least I let a little bit more redevelopment come in before I exited the tile. Well, I could do some more development around these parts, but I feel like we are honestly probably set at this point. So I think I will show you a quick region shot of the new roadway, and then I'll end this episode. So here's the region one more time, where if you put it on transportation view really quick, you can actually trace the route of this new southern east-west highway all the way from here. It doesn't quite reach the edge of the region yet, although it will one day when I start developing this tile. Yeah, you can follow it kind of snaking its way around the steep hills. Then it expands into its 4-lane form well before the town of Fircrest here. Continues to an interchange with this sort of auxiliary north-south highway route here until, or not until anything, then it just continues on into the old town of Sammamish, where it has an intersection with the road that becomes the main north-south highway. And then it passes over on the bridge that I built 4 parts ago, on through this new development area, past an intersection with this new main north-south road that serves East Lagos. And then it continues on through rural areas all the way toward Massawa, where we're working today, where it goes past this town here and then narrows until it just ends at an intersection around this exit entrance complex here. So, all in all, it was probably pretty well needed to create a new east-west route. I mean, one kind of already existed with the coastal highway here, but there was no alternative for people trying to get east or west across the region to the south of it who didn't want to go into Lagos, so it should be a pretty important way, especially as I get around to developing more stuff that's to the south of it. But that's all for future parts, so I will see you next time. Not sure what I'll do in that video, but I can guarantee it'll be something cool.